Very good evening and welcome all of you to the 39th webinar in the ICFAI's Wise Views Leadership Conversations. Today is Makar Sankranti in this part of the country, and I wish festive greetings to everyone across the country. In various states, it is festival with a different name, but it is the harvest season that is being celebrated all around the country. Somewhere it is Makar Sankranti, somewhere it is Lohri, somewhere it is Bihu, somewhere it is something else by a different name. But it is the good times that we are going through. So I wish all of you have great celebration across. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are joined by yet another distinguished leader, Mr. Prem Kumar Vislawath. Prem is a very young and dynamic entrepreneur who has founded Marut Drones. So on the Festival of Kites, we are going to talk about drones. With your permission, we will start introducing the guest and then we will take this forward. So allow me to share my screen. So this is Prem. We are going to talk about emerging technology for social good with a special focus on Marut drones. Initially, for about 20 minutes or so, there will be a talk given by Mr. Prem Kumar, followed by question and answer, which is moderated by myself and Professor R. Prasad. So a little bit about the young Prem. He has achieved quite a bit in a very short span of time. He established this leading drone technology company called Marut Drone Tech, which is listed under Forbes 30 under 30 Asia list, which is a prestigious listing. Marut Drones has also won Facebook's India Innovation Accelerator Program 2019 in Artificial Intelligence for Social Good. He received Emerging Technology Award by NASSCOM for drones and artificial intelligence. He was recently awarded in ICFAI for product with social impact. He was also recognized as an innovator, problem solver, and creator in this industry. Marut is pioneering the introduction of emerging technology like IoT, AI, data analytics, and machine learning to the nascent drone industry in India. Some of the activities which are worth talking about are fighting COVID-19 through their drones, which help building the India's first mosquito eradication system. It is called marutzap.com, making medical supplies through hepicopter.com, reachable to everyone, and also creating a solution for sustainable agriculture. It is called agricopter.in, and scalable afforestation program, which is named seedcopter.com. These are just first few steps that this organization has taken towards a sustainable and inclusive future. Seedcopter, India's first ever aerial seeding solution, bringing community, science, and technology together for rapid reforestation. Seedcopter unveils its first ever campaign with one clear goal to plant 1 billion trees by 2030 in India and complete 50 lakh plantations in Telangana. That's a very nice goal set by Marut Drones. Some of the achievements, apart from the many, Hepicopter, which is the longest drone delivery flight in India from Vikarabad Area Hospital in Kodungal for 42 kilometers in 40 minutes. The other one is the BVLOS, beyond visual line of sight. Blood and vaccine drone deliveries are done in Gwalior for 42 kilometers in the presence of Honorable Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Shivraj Singh Chauhan, Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomarji, and Union Minister for Civil Aviation Jyotiraditya Scindia ji. So in their presence, they delivered blood and vaccines in Gwalior. So that was a fantastic achievement. Now with this small introduction, what I now request Prem, as I fondly call him, I met him probably a year back. I think Mr. Jayesh Ranjan has introduced at that time. I had a good fortune of talking to this young entrepreneur, and over a period of last 1 year or more, he has evolved into a fantastic product company that has innovated using emerging technology for social good. I request Prem to start his presentation. Over to you, Prem, and thank you.
So thanks a lot, sir. Thank you, everyone, all the panelists and all the attendees. Sir, is my voice audible, sir?
Yes, very much.
Yes, sir. So thank you. And so like everyone, we also have started this company in solving a problem, sir. Like we every time we've been listening that, right, sir, for technology will be useful for a problem or solving a problem, or for a social good, and all this we've been reading and everything. So we thought, how we have witnessed and we have been doing certain technologies, observed certain problems around us which go through in every day, and started building tech, and trying to solve certain problems. So basically, we our motive and our mission is to bring these aerial solutions to the everyday problem which we notice. Like I'll take you through few which we're trying to solve. So as a Marut has started by solving first the problem, then we started building the company, then we started expanding to other states and everything. So in 2019 we registered the company, but before 2017 onwards we've been working on solving a problem which is a very pertinent problem in Hyderabad, is a mosquito menace. Because of in August or September month, if you read any paper in any metro city, either can be Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, or Hyderabad, you'll see in big bold words saying dengue, chikungunya, malaria. The people have died. People have been hospitals have been filled with this the dengue patients and everything. So and we triggered with this problem and everything. Then we started observing. That's where we realized is we have passed 75 years of our independence, but we have not got independence from these mosquitoes. So this diseases today we have dengue, chikungunya, but in other parts of these states, like in Kerala, we have Zika virus. In Assam, we have another. So that different kind of a diseases which we're gonna listen going forward. But all these many years, we did health camps, we did some chemical adoption, but never identified how these mosquitoes can be identified. How can we eradicate? That's where we started working solving it, and then we went to the municipal corporation GHMC and we started working with them. Then we realized how difficult, if you have a tech and if you have a problem solving a technology also, the key is in adoption. So it took us for 2.5 years for us them to convince, make them adopt. And it's we as on today we are managing 180 lakes and 50 kilometers of Musi, sir. So we could able to reduce from a 24,000 dengue cases to 600 in last 3 years, and malaria cases from 18,000 to 400. We brought it down. So basically we could able to do it because we could able to manage these lakes week on week. We will do it. I'll take you through a small video how we work happens and how technology has been built. The tech entire is built with the customer giving us a problem statements, we're solving it, then he started giving a few more problem statements, started building it, and we could able to create an entire tech and solutions which is unique to the world, started from Hyderabad, solving the problem of India, and not just India but for the world. So in last 3 years we have roller coaster kind of a journey, and we've been recognized by multiple organizations nationally and internationally. And we've been recognized for the drones and AI technology which we have built. So our what the problems we have solved is summarized in this slide, sir. So we're trying to solve the farmer, the labor shortage or health issues in agriculture. And we do a lot of plantation in urban, like in parks here, and you see a lot of plantation happens and everything. We're trying to address to the reforestation or afforestation in the forest areas where forest fires or landsliding or the forest deforestation is happening. The other side, what we started doing because of COVID and before COVID onwards, was the delivery of these vaccines, medicines, and where, as example, we did in Guwahati, where Brahmaputra one end to other end, it takes for them 5 hours or 6 hours to travel. With the drone, we are delivering less than 30 minutes, the vaccines and blood. So we're trying to address certain problem statements and everything. The overall, our solutions have three things. One is there's a drone, specifically customly built drone, and there's a technology to manage or to run everything is autonomous. It's like we don't want to become person dependent. So entire is autonomous software. And then we have a network of drones where trying to scale things. So in the course of time, what we did, we built a different kind of a drones from a 5 kgs to 40 kgs, different kind of a drones used for different kind of activities, mosquito eradication, deforestation, agriculture, and the medical delivery. And our ultimate now, the phase 2, we are trying to go it to build a large drones, like which can go for more than 100 kilometers or can lift more than 150 kilometers or 200 kgs. The drones, which is the work is going on at present. This is how doing it. The overall what we have is, the since entire is a technology driven. So if a drone is flying in some district of Adilabad or Vikarabad or in Mahbub Nagar, but entire tech can be managed from Hyderabad or seamlessly from other cities. So that's what we're creating, this entire the technology and everything. So this to give you the whole autonomous kind of activities. So it's a purely high-end tech which is happening, the managing the all these drones and connecting the each and every drone, so that like if we want 1,000 drones to be flying in next 3 months, also we could able to integrate it. I'll take you through a small video, then you could able to understand what I've been talking and everything.
According to the World Health Organization, vector-borne diseases account for more than 17% of all infectious diseases internationally, causing more than 700,000 deaths every year. Mosquitoes are the dominant carrier of such diseases, with 219 million cases of malaria alone between 2019 and 2020, resulting in more than 400,000 deaths. Economically, the US Center for Disease Control estimates the direct cost of illness, treatment, and premature death to be at least $12 billion per year, and the cost in lost economic growth is many more times than that. For people like Prem, Kumar, Vislawath, the fight against malaria and dengue fever is a very personal one, affecting his family and his community.
So I've been living from my childhood next to a lake, and my parents stay near the lake. So whenever I visit my parents' house in the last 4 or 5 years, I've been continuously getting notice that there have been mosquito menace. Wherever there's a water body, there is water hyacinth or water stagnation happens. So wherever the water stagnation happens, they become a good haven for the mosquitoes to breed, and those cause all this malaria and dengue in the cities like Hyderabad, Mumbai or Delhi.
Across India, vast waterways infested with the thick growth of water hyacinths help propagate a disease that puts over 1 billion people at risk. The work of clearing these waterways is also backbreaking, requiring crews of people to enter the contaminated water and toil for many hours for little result, particularly when getting to the centre of each lake, and therefore the problem can take weeks. So Prem and his team decided to find another solution.
We first got offered, I safeguard the sanitation workers not to get into the water because they've been going through a lot of contagious diseases. So that's where we started building a custom drone to automate the activity, what they were doing offline with a manual kind of a thing. So when we started introducing Marut, we were able to cover 1 meter, 2 meters height evenly every nook and corner of the lake, and we were able to cover the lake in less than a day, where they used to take 4 to 5 weeks. In a nutshell, where 300 man-hours they used to take, we were able to do it in less than 1 day in 1/15 of a cost. In the March 2019, we did our first trial in one of the lake in Gachibowli area, and based on the feasibility studies and everything, we were able to reduce the 60% of a mosquito larvae reposed to the drone activity what we did.
But Prem and his team didn't stop there. They had a goal not just to clear the lakes, but to build a solution that holistically managed the problem going forward.
Marut drones has 3 solutions, where eradication of mosquito larvae through drones, and collecting the mosquito species and providing insights through IoT and AI, and doing the predictive analytics and the mosquito management and disease management through an AI platform. With the drones and IoT device, we do the surveillance activities. Through surveillance, we're able to understand where in the locality, where exactly is breeding point, and where are the sources where the breeding is happening. once we identify the breeding site and breeding point, introduce IoT device and get the real-time data. So it's an integration of a drone and IoT for the surveillance activity to the platform to get enough data. Through IoT device, we get the data every 5 seconds to the platform. The platform showcases the high risk, medium risk, and low risk areas. And through the data, we do the predictive analytics and we give critical, non-critical alerts to the locality and to the municipality so that they could do the interventions offline in a given location.
For the sake of the local community, it's important to understand which vector-borne diseases, carried only by females, are most prevalent and where. So the IoT devices used to trap the mosquitoes also provide data on gender and breed to further target which insects are carrying malaria or dengue fever. This information is then passed to local authorities and healthcare workers to make them more aware of the disease risk so they can make more informed decisions.
Through IoT surveillance device, we trap mosquitoes using the attractants which smells like a platform kind of a smell. And mosquitoes come near and they get trapped and go into the collection box. And through IR sensors, we collect wind bit frequencies and send to a platform. Based on the wind bit frequencies and the machine learning, we are able to know at a given location what sort of a population, what sort of a density, if it's a male or female, or what sort of a disease is prevailing in that given location. And we're able to map and tell a granular mosquito-prone or dengue-prone or malaria-prone areas. Whenever they get any kind of increase in density, increase in outbreak of a disease, they get alerts. Then it is helpful for them pinpointly understand the given location and to address it.
Today, as Marut drones goes from strength to strength, Prem and his team are now broadening their focus to tackle other intractable problems.
We continuously want to innovate and build the drone interventions solutions for the most persisting problems present around us and contribute to the health and well-being to all. Climate change is happening, a lot of loss, forest loss, and the forest fires are happening throughout the world and throughout the country. And in India, we have a lot of deforestation happening in the forest areas. To bridge the gap, we introduced the seedcopter for increasing the scalable forestation. So where a swarm of drones used to plant 1 lakh trees per day. So we're able to identify the survival rate, the height and canopy after 6 months, after 1 year, after 2 years. So in a glance, what we're trying to do, we are automating the planting process with a data-driven. So healthcare transportation through a road, there are a lot of ambulances, there are a lot of medical deliveries by road, and majority of terrain is a problem. With the helicopter, we're trying to bridge that gap of the accessibility through air. Through air mobility, we could able to reduce 30%, 40% of the time, and we were able to provide a blood, vaccine, diagnostic samples, and long-term medicines in a shortest time than what the time takes by road. And we want to continuously innovate and build solutions. And it's just a starting step for building more such solutions. Through Marut drones, we have built technologies which can be scalable, not only in India, outside India. So a good amount of requests, we've been getting it from Africa, US, Thailand, and all the tropical countries. And the whole motive is to build a sustainable and long-lasting technologies which can scale and which can solve the most persisting problem. I'm really excited where this technology can go in the future.
As Prem and his team have proven, drone technology, when combined with insights and real-time management and enabled by artificial intelligence and machine learning, can help the fight against vector-borne diseases across India and soon the rest of the world.
So this is a small video made by Amazon AWS on the work what we're doing it. So a team from Singapore has come and made this video and gave us, and they published this in some 32 countries, showcased how drones and AI using for impact work and everything. So just to give you a summarize and give you the overview, wanted to show you actual visually how it looks. I think I'm done with my presentation. I can take the questions and I can make it more interactive session.
Right. Thank you, Prem, for that wonderful presentation. It's quite inspiring and quite touching. The way you have used this technology to create something very, very useful for the society and solve some definite problems that all of us are actually grappling with. Your power of vision with respect to eradication of mosquitoes and concrete steps taken to actually map it out, and then eradicate mosquitoes. That it is a real problem that we are all facing. So it's not just a war against mosquitoes, but it is also a war against time and distance in across all the solutions that you have adopted. Um, Healthcare, no need to talk about it. You're saving lives. That's fantastic. And afforestation and reforestation is something which is extremely useful for long and sustainable planet that we are living on. Great. We are proud to have you with us, Prem, and we will straight away get into the Q&A sessions. And once again, welcome all the members, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Mahendra Reddy, and many other distinguished participants have joined. Some of them have joined from the US and other countries. So we welcome all of them, and I wish all of them happy Makar Sankranti and all of the festivities. And straight away, we'll get into the Q&A session. I now request my esteemed colleague, Professor Prasad, to start the moderation for Q&A. Professor Prasad.
Thank you, Professor Rao. That was a wonderful presentation, Prem. I think part of the first question we have is about motivation. So you did cover some aspect of that in this particular video. But I'd also like to go back a bit and try and understand your journey and some of the other motivations that you had to get here.
Thank you everyone for spending time and joining this evening. Sir, the simple motivation is, sir, is we've been observing the problem. Nobody's solving it. Like everybody, I was also waiting, saying that someone will solve the problem. I'll pay for service, them to solve it, but nobody's doing it. That's where we thought, why can't we be the people to jump in and start doing it? So whatever it takes. The day when we started, sir, we are engineers, so we don't know what is a mosquito. Simple, I'll tell you, sir, is the mosquito which we see at evenings are called adult, and the mosquito which we see in water is larvae form. So when we started working on it, then we understood it's an ocean. The example, it's a science problem to solve, not the technology problem, what we understood in the day one. Then we started reaching out to all the people. Then we understood a terminology called entomologists, like all these vectors and everything, the entomologists. Successfully, India has made all these entomologists leave the country because everybody wants pulmonologists, cardiologists, or gastrologists kind of a people, but nobody wants entomologists, agronomists, and nobody values them. So people have not taken those streams. An example I'll take you, sir, to give you one glance, sir. We have entomologists in municipalities like GHMC who does 100 works, sir. Rather the technical work of the entomology, he does tax collection, he does election office, he collects, he distributes all the beneficiaries and everything. So the core understanding of his science and everything has been forgotten. And he has been firefighting every day because we are complaining that there's mosquito near my house, there is some case, there's malaria today, there is dengue in my neighbor. So they've been firefighting it and everything. Then when we started doing it, sir, we've been fortunate to have Ajit Ragnekar, sir, who's been supporting us. Then he connected us to the IICT. So when we went and met a couple of scientists and everything, they were started laughing about us. I'm saying that you guys are you're killing mosquitoes because that IICT. So the history of IICT is before independence, Nizam built a malaria lab in Hyderabad. When Hyderabad separate country, the lab, when in government of India took over, the first R&D center is the IICT in the country. So which is work that 3,000 to 5,000 scientists are working on a mosquito related diseases. They make all the simulations reports, but won't kill a mosquito. So then when we went and understood it's a big science, that's where we realized it's like the problem which we see has a multifaceted kind of a thing. It's not straight away. It's not a small technology. There's a hardware, there is science. The biggest challenge is also them to adopt. So for us, first we gone through entire this cycle. When they started adopting it, that's where we registered the company Marut. So then the founding members are 3 batchmates of my IIT Guwahati batchmates, sir. So we thought like first to just solve the problem, give a solution, and then move on to our company, because by then I was running other company. So I have bootstrapped a 9 years old company in Hyderabad. So this is the solving the problem. That's why we realized the problem is multifaceted. Then we started building entire team and separate company and everything. So then first we started doing the problem of malaria and everything. Then it's becoming more government centric and everything. That's where we started diversifying to other problem statements, so that like we could work with the B2B companies or like more of the other non-government kind of a thing. But the motivation was trying to identify the problem and solve the problem, and the money or all these the everything will become a byproduct once we solve the problem, is what the thought process what we had.
Thank you very much. I think you've given a wonderful example from the other side of the spectrum. We were recently doing some work on purpose, and sustainability has to be part of business strategy. There's no running away from it. And so you have rightly highlighted that nobody's solving the problem. Everybody's looking only at profits and where they get the money, and nobody's solving the problem. So it is very, very encouraging to see young people coming in and directly attacking the problem and then coming up with solutions on that. So thank you very much for the enthusiasm.
So there was one scientist from ISRO, sir. He when we started doing the early days of it, he commented, said, we are sending satellites, making people to leave the move to the moon or some other the place. Because of these mosquitoes, we're going to do however, because we're going to leave this entire earth for mosquitoes. Because if you go to Kukatpalli, sir, if you're in and around 10 kilometers around of Pragati Nagar, you can't sit in the evening after 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock and sip a coffee outside. Still today, sir, you can get an experience of how the problem is multifold.
Yes, I think the research and the groundwork that you have done has given you a lot of what I would call not just the information but also the passion to go after the mosquitoes. So I think there's quite a bit of progress that you have made there, and I think that's very essential in order to drive ventures. That sort of energy and passion is required in order to drive ventures.
So we have been bitten by some thousands of mosquitoes by now, sir. So I think they hate us, but they can't take our bloods, because I think by now they might have got bored with our blood and everything also, sir.
Excellent. I think, a related question I wanted to ask is, now that you said that you worked with government and you're moving to B2B, looking ahead, what is a sort of, business model? What I mean to say is you are creating value. There's no doubt about it. But you're hiring people, you have to pay them, the organization has to grow, you have to do more innovation. Social purpose has so many pain points, so many problems are there. So for that, you need funds. So what sort of a business model, where are you going to get your revenue from, envisage for the next 4 to 5 years?
Sir, presently the larger area, sir, basically if you see the mosquito solution what we have, sir, so the majority, what everybody thinks, sir, we pay money for the government. As citizens, we want the sanitation work or all this work has to be done by the government, predominantly the municipalities. But we have 3 customers, sir. One is municipalities as a customer, sir. So where we participate through tenders and everything, we help them to float a tenders and we participate through tender. Second, we work with large campuses, sir, like Infosys, Wipro, or the ISBs, or any of the large campuses, which we work with them. Third is with the gated communities, sir. Basically now the gated communities, Mayambuja or any of the gated communities, they keep the vicinity inside clean. But the mosquitoes are not coming from the inside. They're coming 5 to 10 kilometers around it. So we try to give them what sort of the data and everything. So working with the gated communities. So when it comes there, but we are trying to go for international grants, sir, with Zyka or with the Gates Foundation, sir, so that as a city they could adopt or they could able to do it, because they do it in Africa. And a few of the earlier, sir, if you see when malaria, like a lot of Tata Trust or Gates Foundation fund for the malaria case and everything. So we are exploring on the international grants which can come and adopt the cities, so that we could deploy this solution at a large scale.
Okay. How competitive is this field? Are there other players or offering solutions?
So you'll be surprised, sir. Till today also, now also I feel is this problem is there from last 75 or more than 100 years, sir. But nobody has bothered to build a tech to understand, to monitor where some mosquito is coming, or nobody has built some technology to eradicate, or nobody has built any tech to predict key. So I'll give a very simple, sir. So now you have seen some IoT device, a dashboard, right, sir? So before we giving a tech to a municipality like a GHMC, which is bigger tax collecting municipality in Telangana, example, which we know everyone, commissioners change every 1 year, 2 years. So they never understand the intents of a problem. And their subordinates never give them a reality check. So now what's happening because of a dashboard and predictive analytics, we're trying to give them any new guy comes, he knows how it was in last July, how was August. So they can prepare his team and everything with the data, what he has, what the prediction it happens. So what we see is, sir, we are envisioning some 100 people come also. The problem is multifold, or if the problem is such a vast problem, I don't think it that easy for them to compete with us and do this, because there's a huge parallel science is happening. You have seen the machine, sir. There are 3,000 species. They're only detecting 3 species like Culex, Aedes, and Nephelis, which gives you malaria, dengue, and chikungunya. But there are other diseases like Zika virus, yellow virus. So this is a big science problem to solve parallelly, sir. And second phase, we're trying to work on the virology, like the mosquito which is trapped in the IoT device. We could able to tell is any other disease which is transmitting. Like now you see COVID is there, the different diseases are coming, right? So in future, we're trying to work closely in that also. But this is a space where we want more and more people to come, so that like the technology is more aware, and people build their new technologies, use our data to build the technologies. We want insurance companies to give a package for malaria, dengue for 100 rupees or 200 rupees, so that people can get insured for smallest diseases which they come.
I think you're talking about an area where, which is a pain point and it doesn't attract anyone, first of all. And second is, as and when you give more and more solutions, you're building competencies which are very difficult to replicate by others. And I think therefore you're inviting competition. I think truly a very social venture to the very definition of it. The next question I have is related to how you're using things like AI, IoT. You did mention AI, analytics, etc., in order to build that additional advantage to your solution.
Sir, the machine which traps the mosquito, right, sir? They have 2 stages of authentication, sir. One is a wind bit frequency. Second is a machine learning in it. It has lakhs of images of the species. It able to tell us whether there's a male. So till what level we tell it, sir, is we trap a mosquito, we give a density in that area, we tell male or female. If you have a more female mosquitoes, we know the breeding is more. Then after that, we tell a species, whether it's a Culex, Anopheles, what sort of a disease. So if it is a Culex, it is a malaria, Aedes, or dengue, we give that level granular data, sir. So all this the prediction, everything is the AI algorithms which are giving the prediction and everything, and the identification of species and everything, the machine learning. And basically, sir, all these terminologies are very fond of people using it, but we took 3 years for them to work and give an accurate kind of a results now.
Yeah, I think it's a very good beginning for what you mentioned in terms of AI, machine learning, as well as analytics. The next question we have in this cluster is, how have you managed your funding for the venture till now? What are your goals there?
So first, starting when we started, sir, I think we used our own funds. Then soon after, we started applying grants, sir. There are a lot of grants which are available. We started using the grants. We also got a Purdue University grant, sir, which every year Purdue University gives a grant to India to solve certain problems. So we took the help of the Research Innovation Circle of Hyderabad. So they and PSA office, they referred these problems to the Purdue University, and we got a grant and support from them. And not only that, sir, our first seed investor, he wrote a check in 10 minutes after listening the problem what we're solving, and till today he doesn't check like what's happening. He knows like this has been used for a purpose, and it's been on action because they've seen the work, the energy and the work what we've been keeping into the work and everything. So we had a grants and a seed investor, and the investors are the co-founders of Freshworks, which you know the recent IPO they went into it. So they 2 years back, then when they're given as a seed fund. Sir.
Okay, so you're able to manage the scope of the the kind of work that you want to do and get the required funding?
Every week we get a request for funding, sir. We are saying that please hold on, we'll knock your doors when we don't have money.
I see. That's good. That means that there is more and more interest generated in the kind of problems that you're solving.
We feel that, sir, there's no depth of money, sir, in the market.
Very good. Very good. Good to hear that. I think the next question is this cluster is related to somewhere you mentioned about the drone ecosystem. I think in one of your media articles. And right now, how do you see that? Because drones, to that extent, the regulations and the developments in that space. So the ecosystem is developing. Where do you see the gaps in the ecosystem?
Sir, one thing, COVID has helped India in accelerating the entire drone ecosystem, sir. Before COVID, the drone is not legalized in the country, sir. The two popular reasons why COVID has become, the drone ecosystem has grown and booming today, as on today, is because of the COVID. Next is because of locust attack, where because of COVID, contactless, for surveillance of contaminated areas and everything, police or all the municipal administrations or all the collectors and everybody started using for sanitation, surveillance, and other aspect. The first time they are believing on trusting a device which is making them for a purpose. That's where then government of India realized the importance, and they've started not realizing which without COVID or without this locust, it could have taken 10 years for them to realize the importance of drone. Then they realized that civilian use cases, what we showcased, the medical delivery. So when we first said we can deliver something to a 50 kilometers or 40 kilometers, they did not believe. That's where you can see, sir, in September 11, Civil Aviation Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia, sir, has come to Vikarabad district, one of the district. He witnessed how a drone is being delivered and coming back by delivering medicines or vaccines, and vaccine is given to a person and comes back to drone we delivered for 45 kilometers, sir, where by road it takes 2.5 hours. In 42 minutes we could deliver, and vaccine is given to a person. So that's how we see, sir. ISRO has launched a satellite. We make this noises. That was in history of Indian history. The drone is sent to a place which it can't see, goes, does certain action, delivers, comes back to the same place where it has taken off. So that is the difference. So as of now, sir, you see a huge investments are happening. So the Ministry of Civil Aviation draws parallel to how internet made a disruption to India, like before and after. Drones gonna be there. Next 3 years or 5 years, you could see a huge change in every sector, sir. It can be a survey, like mapping, surveillance, agriculture. So huge, sir, huge employment generation is happening in agriculture, sir. A person having a drone in his village doing an activity like spraying can earn per day 10 to 15,000. He can earn, there's a potential of earning more than 2 lakhs. See, sitting in his village, serving a farmer and solving a real problem of a farmer.
Excellent. I think this is getting more interesting, as my friend Sudhakar Rao keeps saying. We can see far more visibility into how you can penetrate into rural areas, as well as increase the wealth in those areas, not just use of pesticide or agri inputs, but I think you're also saying that this will generate wealth there.
So like in 1990, people have not realized the importance of internet, but today we know, we have seen every walks of life how internet made disruption. Today in 2022, we are talking drones, but if you see in 2025, sir, will be similar like how is internet in 2022. So we're gonna see that entire change in spectrum, how drones have disrupted every sector, every space, creating the employability, creating the more of efficiency, and creating the more of actual accurate kind of results.
Excellent. I think the key phrase I can pick up there is drones create employability. Somebody was asking how can it be used in education as one of the questions. So I think you have answered it in a very different way. It does create employability the way you are projecting it.
Sir, presently government of India says, sir, for every drone you have to have a pilot and co-pilot. So there is huge, sir, entire world is looking at India, how like Hyderabad has been marked in IT sector, sir. entire drone activities have initiated from Hyderabad. Use cases which are started from Hyderabad have become example to India and to the world also. Now they want a pilots and co-pilots. So we have a coming up with the drone schools to train them flying, how to use the drones in agriculture sector, cinematography. So we are trying to start with 2 schools in Hyderabad and Guwahati, sir, with IIT Guwahati in Guwahati, and in Hyderabad with the Agriculture University, sir, with the PJTSU. So I think that the enough skill or talent we're gonna provide to the world through India, sir.
Excellent. I think, it's completely what you call, blue ocean, something which is, you have to develop it, and then it all depends on how quickly you are able to develop it. With this, I come to the end of the first cluster. I hand it over to Professor Sudhakar Rao for the next cluster.
Hi, Prem. I think I always say it is very interesting because it is. You need to also face that problem yourself. I'll tell you one small way I thought about mosquitoes. Mosquitoes is a problem everyone has faced. When you pull your bedsheet a little higher, it'll go and bite you from below. If you keep your hand outside, it will bite you on the finger. If you use that battery operated mesh to beat it, it will lie low. If you spray, then it is somewhere behind the bed cot. Behind the head of the cot. And after years, that mosquitoes are part of an AI embedded system. And mosquitoes are tools which are sent to actually spoil our sleep and peace of mind. That's what I felt about mosquitoes. But today, Prem has come and said, we will again give it back to them and declare war against mosquitoes. So that's why I'm saying it's very, very interesting. So my questions now, as one of the members has asked, is you manufacture your own drones, right?
Yes, sir. These are built customly for the problem statement, sir.
Correct. So how does a drone work? Just for the benefit of the participant who has asked, just explain in simple language, how does a drone work? What are the risks and what are the advantages that we can note from there?
Sir, the drone has become such an intelligent device, sir. It has, like we have Google Map, it has entered satellite map in it, sir. So whatever the action you want, suppose you want to fly at certain height, keeping a lat long, such a GPS device to the drone, you keep a lat long, exactly it goes to the same height, flies to in the same height at certain speed, goes to this specific location, does a specific activity. It can be a delivery, it can be capturing a video, or it can be making some noise or detecting something, and comes back to the location where it does. So the pilot is being used for the safety precautions where flying or any sudden wind or change. But drones have become so there is an analogy, sir, is because we will listen every time there's China or Pakistan has been sending drones to India and everything. So because next, the biggest war is not with the people. The war is through waterways and through sky. So India is not still ready to counter if Pakistan does something by air or China does something by air. So we keep crores of our all army persons in the border, and if a China wants to do a single click in one code, it can release lakhs of drones and can kill all our soldiers in fraction of second till they realize. The drones can have a payload, can have a bomb, can have a specific actions and everything. That's why government of India has realized the importance and started releasing the policy and started helping promoting all the drone startups, is because they want to tell to the outside Indian that we also have a potential of doing counter attack if you do something, and they're trying to project our works and everything. So there is so this is like a mobile phone also, sir. In 1990, the mobile phone, everybody wanted something like more of a fancy, like we saw Nokia, we saw BlackBerry, then we saw Sony Ericsson coming up with the Shakewell piece and everything. But next 2 years or 3 years, everybody wants a drone to fly longer, drone to have something fancy, good camera or something. But after that, because of introduction of a 5G and edge computing, drones gonna be like a today's mobile phone. They're gonna have a specific apps makes action. We do payments, we do internet, and we do all this action, right? Drones make a specific actions. So it has its own, does a edge level and drone level itself processes and creates certain action. Example, it can help an army person to detect a mine which is under soil and can blast it there itself, rather coming back and giving the data and everything. So there's a very intelligence, and all these drones can be like your mobile phones, sir. Equivalent to your mobile phone you can think of. Like what we could have thought in a small mobile phone, created all lakhs of apps and created employability, created simplified the work. Drones going to do the exact similar kind of works.
Fantastic. It's so chilling actually to listen to the military applications and the possible threats and the scope of the advantages out there. Of course, risks are too risky, and of course there are advantages. And when you are in a zone of war, it is better to be equipped with all these tools and techniques to actually face it. So that's a fantastic. So we talked about military applications. We talked to a large extent about the social applications. What are the industrial applications or the commercial applications of drones?
So, example, take the mining, sir. So we lease every time the government leases mine to miner, and every time we see a big story like Gali Janardhan has made a crores of money which nobody has made in the country, even the engineer who has enough degrees and everything. So with the drones, you can do the volumetric analysis, stockpile estimations accurately, sir. Because earlier they used to send people and used to do physical devices. With the drone, what's happened is, sir, it can take the image in pixels, which are geotagged. So examples are in B2B, you can think of construction, mining, oil and gas inspection, transmission lines, sir. Now, the maintenance of transmission lines happens, a person goes to the transmission line, there's a health hazard, and the physically with the human eye can't see. With having a drone, having a 20x 30x zoom, you can identify the rust on a bolt or a bolt break or transmission loss. So B2B applications are wide, sir. There are like 15 to 20 sectors as on today, sir. Construction, mining, transmissions, oil and gas, the predominantly presently used widely, sir. Then agriculture. So there are a lot of B2Bs. A lot of companies started adopting. So Tata or Adani or the Reliance, all these big giants are already using it, and small companies, construction companies are using it, sir. Example, I'll tell you, sir, the companies like here, Aparna, or the companies which you see in Hyderabad, they are using, before they take up this site, they survey, they give this data to architect to make the plan. Once a plan is made, they do excavation, right, sir? Traditionally, they keep a weighing bridge and they give it to contractor. Using a drone, you can able to tell what is the volume they have removed, how much of soil, how much sand, and there's 30 to 40% saving of money and time in the overall what we realized. So there are enough startups in Hyderabad itself which are doing it. I think the B2B, which shows a huge difference in the cost saving and efficiency, sir. The police, I'll tell you, sir, because of police adopting a drone, people are afraid now there is something before doing anything wrong. So there is one app, a few of our employees made, sir, like which the police department want to adopt is SOS app, sir. Once they click any SOS app, a drone can fly and do a live to the command center. So the police comes to the incident, everything is recorded, and it has a speaker to the drone, so it can give a command, so that like if a guy is chasing, running, he can be caught within few minutes or seconds.
Very good, very interesting applications, and everywhere I think it is either saving life or bringing law and order into force, bringing in efficiencies of time and distance, solving industrial problems, real estate. As you mentioned, some 15 to 20 sectors that are identified currently. I don't understand something. What is beyond visual line of sight, and what does it mean in common language? What does it mean? What are the applications out there?
So generally, the drones comes under aviation space, sir. Aviation is a central subject. There is a Ministry of Civil Aviation and DGCA which operates this entire space. So the first terminology is a VLO, sir, visual line of sight. So generally people have given a permission to fly only nearest areas so that like drone is visible with the human eye. So BVLOS is a beyond visual line of sight, sir. A drone is sent to a something beyond which you can't see and does certain action, comes back. So as a country, like from last 3-4 years, people have been asking for the permissions for the DGC and everything. They were not sure how to give a permission, how to stop a rogue drone which is coming from something random area and everything. Because of healthcare, because of COVID, vaccine delivery, they have started giving this first permission, and that started from Telangana in Vikarabad, sir. So that the
So when you when you say BVLOS, it is long range, it is long distance, and when it is flying, we cannot see it. That's what you meant?
so it's a programmable, sir. The drone you can't see, but entire the tracking, the
No, that's okay.
transmission, everything is there to the ATC, sir. So it's like your helicopter itself, but at a certain height, low, like 400 feet height, drone is going and coming back. This is a special permission which is given from the DGCA to operate. So I can operate 100 kilometers, 200 kilometers with this permission, sir. So the presently they given me for the healthcare purpose.
Right. Yeah, that brings us to the next question. See, this country has been completely been confused about the regulations. I think what we have been reading in newspapers over the last 4-5 years, or even before, there are many drone enthusiasts in the country, and including Hyderabad. The civil aviation requirements, CAR, has brought in a policy or a vision statement that says NP-NT, which means no permission, no takeoff. And to get the permission, you need some 20 things to comply with, or 20 permissions to actually take off. So that means literally nobody got the permission. And probably they are coming from a standpoint of security of the country and things like that, as you mentioned in the recent example. So what do you think? Many private players like you all already have been part of the think tank. They have been advising, but nothing has come. Everything looks like either in thin air or on paper, but nothing has been issued as a guideline. Only because of COVID, some of you have got the permission, right? So from an entrepreneur point of view, what do you think the government of India should do for easing the regulations that are governing drone technologies in this country?
Sir, actually, there is a latest update, and which is very welcoming for all the drone entrepreneurs and drone ecosystems, sir. When Jyoti Aditya Scindia sir took charges from September, from the August onwards, so the first thing what they did, sir, is they formed a think tank, which with the selective people which have been working the space and everything. They kept, first thing is that they brought a new rule. 25th August, they brought a new drone rules 2021, scrapping all the existing CAR and simplifying the access of a drones by all the government agencies, corporates, or a hobbyist. So what they simplified is, sir, is they have created a 3 zones, sir: red, yellow, and green zone. The airports, in an airport, 5 kilometers in and around of airport is a red zone. Conditionally, case to case, people have to reach out to Ministry of Civil Aviation. Conditionally, they give a permissions. 5 to 8 kilometers, like from airport to 8 kilometers, yellow zone. NOC. So you're flying on an area of a lab. You just take the NOC of a lab. No need to go to the DGC or MOCA. You can fly it. After 8 kilometers from airport, it's a green zone. No need to take any permissions. You can fly till the 400 feet. Just get the work, fly. If it is check the map whether it's a green zone, red zone, yellow zone, and just doing it. With that, 90% of entire area is in green zone, sir. So now you see a lot of corporates are accessing drones. Lot of the PSUs are using drones, like the Coal India, or the more of you can see NTPC. A lot of companies like using drones for inspection, surveillance, or survey purposes, and the delivery purposes. Like you might have seen ICMR using drones for delivery. So this is all because of the proactiveness with the Ministry of Civil Aviation from last September onwards, simplifying it. They kept a hold for 6 months on NPNT, and they simplified. They said the certification is not given from the DGC or MOCA, they brought a separate body called Quality Control of India, which does certifications. They said like so actually, sir, we are sending an email within 48 hours or 24 hours. We are getting response, getting clarity, they even giving exemptions if there is anything in red zone also. That's simplified now. I think this is a very good era which we are in with under leadership of the dynamic ministers, and lot of bureaucrats like IS officers, joint secretaries are working 14 to 18 hours to simplify, because Prime Minister is very keen in promoting drones, because he has already started using in one of the biggest initiatives called Samvita, where they're mapping the area, giving land records, simplifying the land records. You might be knowing you get a registration in land records, you get a survey number different, your area is different, so that they're mapping and they're giving a single truth of data and giving a small card to individuals, so that they're making all the records one in irrigation, the revenue and everything, which PM initiatives they're doing in every state, sir. Every state with government of India sponsoring it, they're mapping entire area and giving a single truth of data to the citizens and to the departments.
Very good. That sounds highly optimistic about what's actually happening on the ground with respect to government applications, at least to start with. And then the regulation is easing out, and it is not the MOCA or the DGCI which is actually giving now. That is good news. But there's a quality control department.
They've come up with a platform, sir, which is called Digital Sky.
No, Digital Sky has been there for quite some time. Digital
Sky
has been there
quite
for
some time, sir. So it's been quite some time. But if you have seen, sir, today, lot of you're getting all the drones UIN numbers from Digital Sky, not physically sending any document to any department. We are getting licenses from Digital Sky. Digital Sky has been delayed, but now they have simplified from that. From 20 forms, they were to 5 forms, sir. In that, 3 forms are directly accessed from Digital Sky. They're working it. They've given to some private company, and they given time-bound kind of activity now. At least we see little progress where we don't need to reach to individuals. There is a certain process to follow, so that people who doesn't have access also can get the work done.
Brilliant. Yes, that's very nice and comforting to listen to. Digital Sky platform, which is supposed to have non-physical interaction for seeking approvals, has been there in existence for the last 4 years or so, on paper or whatever you call it. And Skylark, iSpirit, they were all part of the think tank, and nothing was moving. They were advising everyone that a severe change has to come with respect to our own philosophy of drones. So that's why when the new minister joined, things have changed. So that's a fantastic update that you have given, and very happy
we are seeing the new minister and the departments are listening, sir. Now, at least I think we heard earlier they were listening, but action is not there. But presently we see some action, so better than what it was earlier.
Yes, absolutely. So we've heard that manufacturing these drones. There's a Chinese manufacturer by the name DJI, which is the largest manufacturer, and almost all the drones that are in India are manufactured by DJI, if I'm not wrong. Now, the other thing is that based on the standards that we have for drone manufacturing, and also some taxation issues, it works out in a manner that it is 15% cheaper to import than manufacture yourself. Am I right? If so, what is our journey and ambition and hope towards becoming a drone manufacturing hub in India itself?
Sir, I don't sugarcoat, sir. I'll simplify it, sir. Is because to become like a DJI, it takes us minimum 5 to 10 years to match what DJI is doing as of now. Because DJI has been funded by some millions and billions from Chinese government and investors who have been worked from last 15 years, sir. We are seeing something which is very advanced, and not only that, sir. Just forget the company, sir. The ecosystem, sir. As on today in the country, if we need a smallest electronics, we are depending on China. Nobody builds here, because in India, where everyone is assembling, sir. They're sourcing components from different countries. They're they're designing it, they're assembling, and specific application they're doing it. Government India is little, because of the DJI has roots to China. They're banned and they're prohibiting the DJI. But in country as of now, the lakhs of DJI drones by all these wedding guys, by all the cinematographers, or all the drone companies also own the DJI drones. They don't talk, but they have DJI drones in when they use it, because the camera technology or the battery technology which has solved, people are coping to it. We're going to see after 2 years or 3 years equivalent to drones to DJI, but still they can't beat the DJI in the cost or in the technology. What we could see, sir. But government of India has realized this and started promoting, sir. They have come up with a scheme called PIL scheme, which they give it to the pharma companies for manufacturing. They started giving to the drone companies. They have 120 crores has been given for next 2 years under PIL scheme, sir, which is to promote the manufacturing. So the biggest thing is the components manufacturing should happen from the country, sir, because presently we bring motors, propellers, battery cells, or the avionics from outside India. So unless they manufacture from India, I don't think we could able to solve the problem of importing these from different countries and trying to do it in India itself.
Very nice. I think that's a very nice way to identify the root cause. Components manufacturing will have to take place. We need to give a boost through special schemes for lifting up the morale of SMEs, MSMEs, which will come to the aid of manufacturing industry like this, especially in terms of drones. I have heard and read that DJI is a $21 billion company, and many people try to compete with it from US and Europe, like 3D Robotics, GoPro, Parrot. Everybody tried and failed, and they took a different path because they could not go head on with DJI. So such is the might of that organization. And I don't know, you will have to correct me, that a large number of drones that we have in our military inventory is also from DJI. I don't know. That's what people talk about, people write about.
Sir, military has been using DJI drones. Okay. Till today, you see a lot of tenders, they ask for DJI drones is because the cost, sir, because in a lakh or lakh and a half, you are getting a drone. And in less than 30,000 or 40,000, okay, you're getting a drone for a travel log, which is so when government of, like a lot of government saying 250 grams minimum, you need a drone and everything, they released a drone with 249 grams. You don't need any rules and regulations, the travel purpose and everything. Because you see, every movie has a cinematography drone used from DJI drones only, sir. So it's a big industry. Great. All the wedding industries depend, all movie industries depend, all the police, security forces, everybody are using it from years. Today, they're procuring from Indian companies, but also procuring from those also, sir.
Right. So what is my final question in this cluster is, what is the total size of the market for drones in India?
The size, what are the Ministry of Civil Aviation has been saying is it can create a 3 lakh employability, and it can create a certain numbers and everything. What we say is that is still we say it's less. I'll give you one example, sir. Agriculture in Telangana, if you could see, the government of Telangana has brought this Raitu Vedikas. So for every 3,000 to 5,000 acres, there's a knowledge transferring center called Raitu Vedikas. If I keep some 5 drones or 10 drones in each Raitu Vedikas, that's 2,500 Raitu Vedikas. So that like 10,000 drones you need only in Telangana for agriculture for a spraying activity into 2. You can think of like 15 to 20,000 people can be employed in a rural areas with using a drones and everything. So all the consultants, because the space is evolving, sir, because we have created a new use case for reforestation now. We have created a new use case with the municipalities now with this mosquito. So there's enough people like us will come forward with a specific use case and create a more employability, more the funds, and because a lot of infuse of funds is happening to the companies. So now you see there a lot of funding is happening of 5 million, 9 million USDs have been invested in companies and everything. So what are the numbers you're seeing is 1% what I feel, sir, still. Because nobody has realized the importance of internet in 90s, sir. What you have realized today. So we're going to see it's a we are 100% sure that it's going to be bigger than the internet.
Oh, that's a big statement. It could be bigger than the impact of what internet has created. Wow, fantastic. But I think our authorities and industry will have to come together to put an estimate to what it is. Like in the US, they are estimating that the business impact created by drones through various applications will be to the tune of $47 billion by 2026. That is one estimate. But similarly, we need to make an estimate in India what is current and what it can be in the next 5 years and all. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for that, Prem. What I'll now do is I will request Professor Prasad for the next cluster of questions. We can quickly cover that cluster, and then I'll come back for the wrap up. Professor Prasad.
Yes. This leads me to the question, how do you make your drones?
Sir, the drones is an assembly of certain components, sir, with the motors, frames, and avionics and battery and propellers. So it's based on the application we design, we assemble, and whatever needs the payload or any of the certain operations, we integrate and do the development on it, sir. It's a DIY, you can do it. That's why we come up with the drone schools, is to simplify or demystify that something which is complex or simplified, so that we are trying to run with the courses to the 6th to 10th also. So basically, we want them to assemble and fly. And from a thing at a more of after 10th or after engineering students, we want them to use specific to industries, how they can use it for agriculture, mining, more of sector specific kind of a thing. So it's not at all right. Rocket science is very easy. If you give a phone, people can deassemble and assemble, right, sir? Similarly, the drone is also the same base.
So till now, how many would you have assembled for the kind of venture that you've done?
So we might have done almost more than some 80 drones, sir, and presently are in use.
In your, on your website, you've given your product portfolio. It has got Marut Zap, Hepicopter, Seedcopter, Agricopter, Drogo drone. Now, how do you differentiate the product design here?
Sir, they're totally different, sir. Basically, first one comes with the Mosquito one, which has to fly very low. It has specific action, sir. All our drones have a design to the specific sector, specific problem statement, and they're solving certain problem. So presently what we have is on application oriented, sir. Basically, the Hepicopter is a delivery drone going for a little high, carrying something payload which can maintain temperature of a blood or vaccine and delivering to a 40 kilometers or 50 kilometers. When it comes to the Seedcopter, it's the reforestation, sir. Basically, we are running a largest campaign in the country, so called Hara Bahara. So the aim is to plant 1 billion trees by 2030. So using drones. So basically, what we did, the uniqueness inside is we got this the plant seed balls from the local communities, started using drones to identify deforested areas, plant them through drones, and monitor through satellite data. So bringing community technology and sustainability through Seedcopters. So basically, we are trying to we have built the hardware and also showed how it can use. So when someone wants to use in other states, we want to show this as a case study and give this hardware and a technology for them to use it.
Okay. So what you're saying is essentially, with a do-it-yourself kit, it is to be customized based on the application, and you have looked at certain applications and you have made your product design accordingly. And maybe if the applications change, your product design will change. Okay. The next question is about after the initial start, you said you built an organization. Now, how you organized yourself? What is the organization that you have currently?
Sir, this is a second company, sir. I have bootstrapped for 9 years. So when we started first, we started bringing the technical people who. So basically, this industry doesn't have any predefined people like a drone engineer, drone pilot in the market. So we had a robotics guys, we have electronics people, mechanical engineer people, and everything. So first we started building the technical team, so because we were solving a problem. Then we started building the operations team because we have to manage the operations and everything. Then we started building the more of support team and everything, and technology team and everything. So basically, at every stage we started adding it at different these stages of the company in different, and we started building it. Now we have the engineering team, technology team, hardware team, support team, operations team focusing it, and also doing it. As of now, the work is happening in Maharashtra, work is happening in different states, work is happening in Andhra Pradesh, to different places. The structured kind of activities been going on.
Okay, so you're saying that all this has taken about, this kind of development of the team has taken about 9 years. Is that what you mean?
So because we've run a company earlier, it was easy for us to understand how to create a structure and start having these specific teams at different stages. Because of second venture, it was easy for us to plan things which will structure.
In your, in your description earlier, and also in your website, you referred to a lot of tie-ups. IICT, IIT Hyderabad, Apollo Hospital, Secresat, etc. Now, how do you leverage their expertise along with your team to deliver?
So, sir, if you see every vertical, sir, we have a institutional partner we have. Suppose it comes a medical delivery. So doing a drone is not solving a problem. So solving a problem is maintaining the blood or the medicines with a temperature control. Because then when we started working with the PHFI, Public Health Foundation of India, then we understood is you need a heavy payload. So this payload, like we have the 45 kgs drone, which can take 16 kgs, sir. We keep 4 different boxes. So traditionally people do is in one box, they keep all the medicines, but we don't do that. We keep at one box blood at different temperature, vaccines at 3 degrees, or diagnostic sample at different temperature, deliver from a district hospital to a PHC, maintain the temperature, vibrations less, and you're able to give these medicines which can be used at the more of PHC or CHC to the patients or to the people who are there. So an example, when said IICT, so we got entire this mosquito science, how it behaves, what is spectral and everything for them. So we have a entire technical backing from the institutions and from the governments, and the more of organizations like Rich have supported us. So we are very kind enough because of the Hyderabad, sir. We have a lot of R&D centers and academic institutions are very supportive. Like presently we are in IIIT, which is very supportive when we were looking for testing our drones or taking the advices on AI part and everything. So that's why we have the partners. It can be organizations, it can be academic institutions or companies which had their own kind of the stage where they've been part of and help us. Like in Apollo did our feasible studies, like medicine just given, whether they can be given or not, all these studies and everything. So we actually we are lucky enough that partners have given a lot of their support to us, sir, because otherwise it could have not fly off things what we've been doing it.
Absolutely. I think you've done a lot of good by leveraging the knowledge base that many of these institutions have, which were not getting perhaps, the last mile reach, how they could do social good. And then I think you've been able to use the drone as a technology tool and collaborate well. Collaboration skills are very important. I think you've done a lot of partnering, and partnering itself is a form of an organization skill. Not many organizations have those skills, and particularly when you're dealing with public sector government bodies, and then able to get that sort of understanding from them, be able to transfer it into results. I think that's a very good competence, a very good competency. And in each area you have kind of built that up. It's not easy to build that. You've got different areas, and I think there is really some association and competency in that area. The next question which I had is that given what you've said, do you have to acquire customers or customers come behind you?
So customers come behind us, sir, now.
Okay.
Because thanks to media and thanks to all the well-wishers who putting our word. Like example, sir, after listening to us or after talking to us, I'm sure all the attendees also start sending us email, because we get every day a connecting email, or they're seeing something that start writing to us. That's why in website and everywhere I keep my personal email ID and my phone number, so that I want to listen and want to talk to each and everyone.
Yeah, I did notice that in the email, your website, your in the website, your email ID is given.
Yes, sir. I generally get a lot of inputs, sir, basically. And it's I see every time people are thinking about us, it's good for us. We want to listen to them.
Yes. I think this doing good thing is eventually will also become good business. I think you mentioned that somewhere earlier. Eventually, the
Sir,
business will
we
come.
are very confident, sir. We don't ask. We till today also we never say like how we get money, but we just solve it. Money and all the awards or any recognition is a byproduct of what we do, sir.
So you did mention the positive impact of pandemic in terms of the regulations which opened up. Did you have any other impact of the pandemic?
So, see, first thing, sir, is like everyone, our people were in contaminant zone. They're working with the police commissioners. You might have seen some videos where a drone is flying, people are running around, where police have started using it. All these drone videos are us, sir. We've been flying a drone where people are doing all playing or doing all parties and everything. We're monitoring it and everything and helping the police department in containment zones and everything. So we had for entire 1.5 year, we have not served a single penny to any of the government bodies, sir. So at that time, we had little. We thought a support could have been very helpful, but we thought it's a pandemic and first time government organization are trusting a device like a drone, and that is a center point of every activity which is happening. And so entire for 1.5 year, we were self-sustained without funds and everything. Having little more grants or funds could have been helpful and everything. That's why now presently, when anyone asks us, we just ask them to support, help us with some connecting us some CSR to organization or to the grant, so that it will helpful because we contribute to all the UN nation SDGs also, sir, and also we have all the technology impact assist, and also have a customer who is seeking for it, like government organizations and we have the forest departments looking for the support. So now actually, sir, now we did Telangana interplantation. Next we are doing it Tamil Nadu and Andhra. You'll be surprised. From Andhra, we got a request from Tirumala where they don't allow for flight to go near to the Tirumala. They want drones because all the 7 hills of Tirumala is deforested. They want us to do the next 1 year. They're giving us a target of 1 crore plantation using drones, and each plant which is planted will be donated by a devotee money. So we are bringing, because of technology, we're bringing to a purpose and for a need what we could see.
Excellent. I think the social good is showing up, and I think that itself is lending to the word of mouth and leading to other things. So I come to the end of this cluster and hand it back to Professor Rao.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. I think, yes, the social good that you're doing is actually giving you a lot of publicity, and that is actually getting more and more customers. And yes, customers are after you and you are not after the customers. That's a very interesting story. So as we hit close to 9 p.m. on a festival day, we will try and quicken it up in terms of wrap up. What I'll do is I'll ask a few short answer questions so that we can quickly close that and come back. So Prem and Marut drones will not deliver groceries, yes or no?
No, sir.
No. So because you will focus only on the social good activities.
So our hands are full and we are busy for next 5 years in the work what you have taken up, sir.
Fantastic. Absolutely. What is the future of air commuting, air taxis that we read about? Is it a science fiction or going to be reality?
It's going to be reality, sir. And we also going to be doing it in 2024 and 2025, sir.
You will also do that?
Yes, we're going to, because next our drones are 100 kgs plus and 150 kilometers, 200 kilometers. It's equivalent to the drone taxi itself. But we're going to use first the healthcare purpose. Then once, then we wanted to move to other purposes. Like the Northeast, they've been asking us to help for the agriculture produce from Shillong to Guwahati, because the perishable goods have been there, but we're trying to still do as a pilot and trying to see, sir.
Fantastic. That's a greater requirement. Actually, Shillong to Guwahati is much easier compared to Gangtok to Calcutta. So yes, I think across many regions of Northeast, that could be a fantastic solution. Although you just gave one example. Very good. I'm sure your studentship at Guwahati IIT has helped you understand Northeast even much better and the requirements of the country also.
But every problem statement we have taken for the purpose that the entire medical delivery is because we understand how Northeast is been neglected. In a year, more than 6 months, they have floods, there are earthquakes, terrain issue, and the healthcare which we have luxury to have a medicines on time, sir.
Correct.
And give a blood test on time. So there is a still giving a blood test or seeking a medicine on time itself is not that easy in the northeastern region.
Absolutely. I think you have understood that and then put that into your vision and execution as well. Very nice. So Prem, my next question is, in the current scheme of things that you are doing, what kind of investments does it take to get into this business?
So we are looking at a leadership position itself in the country, sir, because with our problem statements, we have created enough demand, sir. Example of municipalities, we have more than 10,000 municipalities in this country to solve the problem, sir. And we have a reforestation. We have more than 4,000 forests in the country to do the reforestation activities. With the medical delivery, we are trying to connect district hospital to PHCs. There are more than 12,000 PHCs, sir. So we feel that we need the money which you see, sir. We are looking at the bigger money like 250 million or 300 million USDs to cater to the need which we created and we are trying to solve.
Fantastic. I'm sure you will definitely get that kind of monies. But for someone who would like to get into this field, a beginner, what are the initial investments for them to get into this field?
So this is a hardware related stuff, sir, to start with, then the technology, then the more of scaling it and everything. So easily they need a crore to start it when a day one itself, sir, because they have
crore on day one.
Day one itself, because they need engineers, they need hardware to test and do it. Because if they don't have a minimum crore, they can't. They'll start and they'll stop in between itself.
But did you have 1 crore on day one itself?
So we had, sir. We had more than that when we did it.
Oh, you had more than that when you did it. Okay. Fantastic. So the next question is, what is your advice to students who are looking at this space, this space of drone and drone ecosystem very keenly? What is your advice to them?
Sir, already in India, the many drone companies have initiated, sir, now. The only thing is going and start working, getting experience in the startups which are already initiated, then initiating a new drone company. And second is the experience working with the existing drone companies more valuable than starting it self-learning, having with the consent of team, funds, and clients, what we see. And second is this space is a new space, like you see, like how AI most sorted now. AI engineer is most paid engineer than your Java or Python and everything. Next, drone pilot or drone engineer is that. So a drone pilot is getting a minimum 50,000 per month now with a training of 5 days, what he couldn't do. So the heavy, high-paying jobs or high intense experience, because you are getting experience of solving a problem or seeing a technology which is used, which is built in your hands and used in a purpose and serving some critical customer. It can be a defense, police, medical, or agriculture. Even the farmers, sir. Example, in internet world says agri-tech has been used by farmers, but none of the agri-technology is used by farmers. The only thing which we see is a drone, sir, which is solving. There's a disease. A drone is doing certain activity within 1 day, and farmer is seeing a pest has been decreased, and he's getting confident. That's the one technology which he's seen. Then no other technology has seen. He thinks that is for his grandfathers or granddaughters or his children. The technology might be not for him. But drone is one. He thinks it is for his solving his problem at his village, at his comfort of time.
Great. So you're saying that drones are actually, while we are talking, they are actually solving the problems here and now. And it is not for any foreseeable future. It is actually now it's happening. It is not meant with any lag. It is currently solving the problems, and farmers are experiencing that in the agri field. So that's fantastic to hear about. Prem, do you see any applications of drones in education?
Yes, sir. Basically, the education is the uh, more of flying, sir. So we are trying to come up with a 6th to 10th curriculum, sir, for them to basically making a programming into the drones and making a smaller action, them to do surveillance or do specific activities and everything. So what we feel is that at 10th or 12th age, if they know how to fly and if they get aspiration about the drone, they'll take up the future career into drone industries and try to come up into this space. Like everybody fond of satellite because there's good something like I want to become a NASA scientist, right, sir? We want them to become a drone pilot and drone engineer and serve the country and actually solve a real problem than sitting in the office before the laptop.
Fantastic. I think that's a very nice line to close this interesting conversation, that you want all the youngsters to not just sit in front of the laptop or the iPad, but get down to solving the real problems on hand, understand more and more technologies, especially emerging technologies, and use it for solving everyday problems. That is an amazing line for us to actually pick up and get inspired by what Prem Kumar Vislawath has been mentioning. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a fantastic conversation on Sankranti. And while you fly kites, he is flying drones, and not only flying drones, but he's creating huge social impact and solving real problems on hand. Problems of eradicating mosquito, delivering healthcare equipment, healthcare solutions, transportation, afforestation, reforestation, so on and so forth. And these problems are solved by very, very few, because a large number of people keep observing and only very few people get down to actually working on it. And one such person, that is Prem, is in front of us who is solving it. So we are extremely proud that Prem, as a budding entrepreneur, young leader from Hyderabad, has started solving these problems, not just for Telangana or South India, but also for all the states. He has done that for Madhya Pradesh. He is going to do that for Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, and several other states, and also abroad, not just in this country, but afforestation program is quite a possibility across all other countries as well. I'm sure Gates Foundation will see the promise here, and they will invest and propel, give you a lot of wings actually to take off, to make your dreams take off for all other countries as well. I'm extremely happy for this entirely eye-opening and satisfying discussion that you have offered, Prem. On behalf of everyone who has participated and on behalf of ICFAI Group, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for this wonderful conversation. And I once again wish you and your team members the very best. And you are the most prized possessions and assets of this country, you and your team. Please convey our special regards to them and to your parents and to your institute, to to Professor Ajit Rangnekar and everyone that have helped you. We wish them all the best, and we thank them. And we will hope to have a conversation with you again in a couple of years from now, when you have more and more applications built, and when you create that excitement in this field of drones. You're so positive and you're so problem solution oriented. That's extremely interesting. So one line I would like to close today is your favorite line, that is, drone is like a mobile phone. Drone is becoming like a mobile phone. So I think that makes it easier for all of us to actually gravitate towards dealing with the drones and come up with more and more solutions. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best. And Prem, we will share some of one of the members has asked for some collaboration in Baroda. I will share that, connect with you. As you guessed, a lot of people would like to connect with you and work with you together in solving some of the problems in their regions. So it's our duty to share those connects with you. We will do it very quickly. Probably on Monday, I will share that. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. And on a festival day, you have taken time off to listen to these leadership conversation. We will have these conversations every Friday uninterrupted. So we see you next Friday at 7:30 p.m. on January 21st with yet another interesting leader, with yet another interesting topic. Till then, do take care. The third wave is on rise. I think we have to have COVID appropriate behavior coming back. We should wear the mask, and we should also take complete care. Sometimes it looks like no matter what care you take, the things will have to happen. Those things will happen, whatever has to happen. But that's like a giving up kind of situation. We have to look at solving problems from science-related areas, as Prem has mentioned. So take scientific precautions, go by the advice of the doctors and the advice given by the Medical Council of India. So thank you very much for joining. Do take care and have a nice weekend. Good evening to all of you.
So thank you, ICFAI team, and thank you, Sudhakar sir and Prasad sir, and thank you all the participants and attendees for listening. And do reach out to us if you need any more information. We're happy to share, and we'll be in touch with you. Thank you.
Thanks, Prem. Wonderful talking to you. Thank you very much.